board. So using Visio in order to draw a flow chart. The flow chart that we want to draw is like this. Now we've got some different symbols. It's probably useful if you know what these symbols are. If you have a circle like that, that's going to be, sometimes we call it a connector, but it's also used for the start and the end. If we were going to go on to another page, we'd have something that was round or at least had rounded edges, and we'd call that a connector box, I guess you call it, connector symbol. Or and yeah, so the round one is that. Now the square one, this one, unfortunately, this one does look a little bit rounded on the edge, but yeah, the square one is going to be some kind of a process, something happening. And so what happens is we start, the alarm rings, and then we go to the diamond. Now the diamond is a decision. Okay, so a decision, what we always notice about the decisions is you have at least one arrow, usually only just one arrow coming in, and it could be more though, but usually, but you're going to have more than one arrow going out. So yeah, this one hit snoozes. This one is making me a liar because it's got two arrows coming out of it. That probably shouldn't be a decision box. So that should just be a. What would happen if you didn't hit snooze? The alarm would just ring anyways. All right. So I guess well, maybe there should just be another arrow going to the alarm. No, that's if you did hit snooze, what would happen? Then we would go back to, I don't know. Hit snooze, it's going to go back to the alarm. If you don't hit snooze, then you're going to have to get up, I guess. So it should be an arrow going down now. Now, just looking at the logic of it. Now, I'm talking about the logic because flowcharts are about logic, and they're used by people that are trying to understand the process, usually so that they can break it down to something simple enough that they can get a computer algorithm for it. So these are the things that we're going to do. So eventually it's going to be, we're going to be ready to get up. If we hit the snooze button, after a while, the alarm's going to ring. If we don't hit the snooze button, the alarm's going to ring immediately. So yeah, the alarm will ring, but we just might get a few minutes of snooze. So yeah, maybe we can leave that like that. Then what's going to happen is if we are ready to get up, then we finally get out of that loop. If we're not ready to get up, we stay in this loop of hitting the snooze and the alarm button ringing, etc. But if we are ready to get up, then we get out of bed. And so that's just a process. It has one input and one output. And then the output from there is going to take us to the, and this is, when we talk about output, we're talking just about flow of control here. Then what we're going to do after that is we're going to go to another decision. Is it time to do, it says time for a shower. I think that means, do we have time to take a shower? And if we do have time to take a shower, then we'll take a shower. If we don't, we'll just get dressed. And if we have a shower, then after we have a shower, we'll get dressed. Then we got another box, which is, do we have enough time to have breakfast? If we do have time, we'll eat breakfast. And after we eat breakfast, then we'll go to school. If we don't have time for breakfast, we'll just go straight to school. And then that's the end of our process. Okay, so how would we do that in Visio? If you open up Visio, what you should do before you sort of jump into it too hard is you should check to make sure that we don't have a template that might apply. And if there's a template, well, maybe we should use that template. Now I see a few here that look kind of like flowcharts, and probably this basic one of flowchart would be the one that would be most like what we want to do. So I'm just going to choose that. I double click on it, and when I do that, what diagram do you want? I want a basic flowchart. Oh, I thought it was a basic flowchart. Yeah. Anyway, so maybe I hit on something too much, right? But it looks like I've got the processes here, so I'm kind of ready to go. That's all right. And so I have my shapes. Now you can have a lot more shapes. You can see lots of other shapes that we can choose. So we could do lots of different other diagrams. But we've got our basic flowchart shapes here. And so we can start with our flowchart there. So we have a on-page reference. We can just start there, and you can resize it. think. Just grab it. And then you can add some you know, change the color if you want, and you can start typing, I suppose. See if I can type in it. I double clicked on it, and what did I say? This is the start. So small. So I got my start. Then the next one was, what was the next one? So actually, that's kind of terrible. That font. Maybe we could do something with that. Well, it's 8 point. Yeah, let's try and make that a bit bigger, right? Because that's kind of horrible. That'd be better. 24. So we've got our start. Then the next thing there is it asks us to do, what was it? Look at the word. Sorry. Was there a decision straight away? No, there's a process, right? It was something about the alarm ringing. Yes, there we go. Yeah, that's right. Okay, so we've got a decision straight off the bat. Grab our decision, just click on it and drag and drop. And we can also resize that so it's relatively the same size. Oh, these are going to be kind of big, aren't they? Because when I look at it, it's taking up the whole page. So I will make it a little bit smaller. Got my start, got my thing that now I can put a connector. So with a connector, I'm going to want to put click on one place and click on the other. Now, probably I should, yeah, make sure it's got an arrow. You've got different colors and things like that. You can do different things with the line. So that's okay. I've got that. Now, with this, again, I can choose my colors or whatever. If I don't like that color, I can choose a different color, and I can make it light or I can make it dark, and I can put something in there. So the words that I wanted to put in there were alarm rings. And you just, again, I think I'd make that a little bit bigger. Too big. So that you can read it. Now, again, I might change that color. Better highlight it before you change the color. Just, yeah. Those are all weird. Like that. I like that. No, like that. There we go. So then I've got another one, and you can get the idea. I'm sure you can sort of get the idea. The connectors are here, the symbols are here, and we just do that. Okay. Now, so it did ask you to do something about the background. So you can see a bunch of backgrounds here when you use the design. So if you wanted to get a background for it, you could do that. There's lots of other backgrounds that you can have. It did also allow you to put in a text. So you probably find that in insert. Yeah, you can find a text box. And so with the text box, you just put that somewhere in the diagram and say, you know, your name, you know, name and student number. And then you'd save the document. So I'm not doing the whole thing, but then you'd save the document and hand it in. So just following all the instructions. So saving, you can see it's just like any other Microsoft sort of tool that you would use. I hope that gets you started on that. Now, the other way you could do it, supposing you do not have access for whatever reason to Microsoft, then as I said, you could go ahead and just do diagrams.net, which you get to. That might be hard to remember, but this would be easy. Draw.io. Draw.io will get you there. And create a new diagram there. Choose a flowchart. And it'll obviously be a little bit different. So, but it'll be mostly sort of similar. That's trying to save something. I tried to create a file. All right, once you give me a name for it straight up. All right, save XML file, bitmap file, vector image. Yeah, okay, we'll do a draw. Okay, and we'll just call this, I don't know, alarm or something. And we'll save it. Yeah, save it in downloads so I can get rid of it easily. All right, so now I've got a diagram. Now it's already given me a pro forma of it. I've got all of these things. Each one of these things, you can click on it and edit it, just double clicking. You can copy, so this one would be the start, right? And then this one would be alarm. No, you need a process, right? Oh, actually, so this should probably be alarm rings. So you need to have the oval connector, or the circle is what we used in the other one, right? So let's get a circle. We've got it there. Put it above that, make it a bit smaller so it sort of fits in. Then we can double click on it. All I did is double click and I can start typing. That's a start. And yeah, you get the idea, I hope. So the lines are kind of like that. So, grab the corner, put it where the start is, grab the other corner, put it where the end is. So a different way of doing a line, but it still works. Need to line that up a bit better. Yeah. And so then you can see you've got colors and things like that. You know, you like to have that a different color, just choose one. It looks like you got lots of different colors you can choose. And yeah, so you can go ahead and do that. Like you can just use the ones that they've given there. Now you say you want to, well, obviously ours wasn't like that, right? So we wanted another one of these there. So I'll delete that and I could just, I could copy this and put it over there. I think this one was after the alarm rings. That was time to get up or something like that. Okay. Get up. Yeah, something like that. Then I want to have another one. Well, of course, you can just grab the thing from there and, away you go. So yeah, have some fun with that. You can do it in either of those two ways. That's basically today's exercise.